Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. It's great to have you with us. And depending on what you're doing, maybe you're listening to this podcast while you're having your morning coffee. Well, I got something to tell you. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for sports gamblers only. And trust me, I'm not messing with you. Make sure you get to our website. You know the address? bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. And for today's edition of the Bookmaker Podcast, the agenda here is AIDA. I'll say it again, AIDA. Attention. Do I have your attention? Well, I must have your attention if you're listening to this podcast. Interest. Are you interested? Well, you better be interested because on our website, we have all the links to the best European and Asian bookmaker sites as well as United States-friendly bookmaker sites. Decision. Have you decided to download the Bookmaker Guide? Remember, you should read through this not once, but at least 2 or 3 times so that way you can become an expert with this entire online sports betting process. And action. Are you ready to take your love of sports to the next level? Well, I think you are because you are listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. And no surprise here that the first thing on our agenda is the UEFA Champions League final that'll be taking place on Saturday, the 3rd of June at Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, Wales, between Real Madrid of Spain and Juventus of Italia. You know, taking a look at both these rosters, I'm expecting a really entertaining match. I'll get to the odds in a moment, so be patient. For Real Madrid, we know the dangerous players they have in Cristiano Ronaldo, James Rodriguez, Gareth Bale, even Karim Benzema. And for Juventus, their captain is none other than Gianluigi Buffon, a legendary goalkeeper who's been playing with Juventus since 2001, and he's been a member of the Italian national team since 1997. That man is a legend. Some of the other dangerous players here for Juventus, you got players like Mario Mandzukic, Gonzalo Higuain, Sami Khedira of Germany, and you know when it comes to Italian football teams and just Italian football in general, you know they're going to have a very strong defense. And a very well-known Italian defender on Juventus is Giorgio Chiellini. Looking forward to this game. If you have been listening to some of our previous editions of the Bookmaker Podcast, you'll know that I like to pull for the underdog. So yes, I'll be clear about something. I am pulling for Juventus. It's going to be tough though. Obviously, Real Madrid are favored, but you know, let's not keep on hearing what I have to say. Let's see what they're saying on bet365.com. The odds here are showing 19-10 if you want to place a wager on Juventus, 11-5 for a draw, 8-5 for Real Madrid. And like I said earlier, we know Real Madrid is favored, but they're not favored by that much. It'll be a close game. The bookmakers, they have a tough job, but they're doing it. And like I said, you know which website I'm on? It's actually one of my favorite ones for online bookmaking sites, and that is www.bet365.com. Make sure you don't forget. And here I am taking a look at the odds here in front of me. And you could have a lot of fun with these odds. There's a lot of different choices here for you. You already heard the first set of odds I mentioned. Next, one I see here, it says to lift the trophy. You're probably wondering what we mean by that. Well, we're eliminating the draw here. If you just want to place a bet on Juventus to lift the trophy, it shows here 1-1 for Juventus. And for Real Madrid, 5-6. But next, there's also the method of victory. So let's go back a bit. Let's just say you want to place a wager on the draw, 11-5. That would be the payout there. And if you do that, next you want to go to the method of victory. Let's just say Juventus and Real Madrid are tied after 90 minutes. Then, for the method of victory, you can go to extra time first. And if you want to place a bet for Juventus to win in extra time, the odds here show 14-1. And for Real Madrid, the payout here shows 11-1. But what if they do not settle the match in extra time? Then they go to the dreaded penalty shootout. And if you're going to place a wager here on Juventus in the shootout, it's 10-1. And also for Real Madrid, 10-1 as well. No joke. So, like I said, you can have a lot of fun with this. Maybe you want to place a wager on a draw. Maybe you want to select one of the teams to win in penalties. Either way, this is going to be a very entertaining match. Get yourself to bet365.com immediately. And before we continue, make sure you are checking out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Don't forget about our Bookmaker Guide. It's available to download. We also have betting strategies and tips and the A to Z sports betting lingo, so that way you can sound like you know what you're talking about, even if you aren't an expert just yet. Like I said, make sure you get to our website as soon as you can. Now it's time to talk the NBA Finals, and for that, I'm on www.888sport.com. Don't forget that 888sport.com. Like this website as well. And for the NBA Finals, you remember me telling you more than once in our previous editions, it was going to be the Warriors and the Cavaliers. You know, we got the odds right here. Let's see what the bookmakers are saying. For the outright winners, for here the payouts showing 4-11 for the Warriors and 41-20 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, both these two teams met each other in the NBA Finals last year and the year before. But this time, the Warriors have Kevin Durant. I mean, when you talk about the weapons that the Warriors have, you're talking about Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and now Kevin Durant. I mean, the fact that they got Kevin Durant after losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers last year in the NBA Finals, I mean, like I said, getting Kevin Durant after all that, that should have been illegal. Hey, but they got him. Kevin Durant has that whole mentality where if you can't beat him, join him. He was on the Thunder. They lost the Warriors last year, so he decided to join the Warriors. So anyways, enough about that. I think the Cavaliers have a chance to win this series. You know, you don't want to doubt LeBron James, but instead of me just sitting here saying how maybe this team could win or maybe that team could win, I'm just going to say it. It's going to be the Warriors. They have too much firepower. It'll be really difficult to see them beaten in a 7-game series. They will not sweep the Cavaliers, but I expect them to win in 6 or 7 games. So like I said before, get yourself to 888sport.com so you can check out the outright odds as well as the different odds that are presented for whether or not the Warriors will win in 4, 5, 6, or 7 games. Yes, they do have the odds as well for the Cavaliers to win the series and, you know, whether it's going to be 4, 5, 6, or 7 games. But trust me, you're not going to see the Cavaliers win in 4 or 5 games. If they do win, I think they would have to grind it out to a 7-game series. And you know, on this podcast so far, we've talked a lot about football, basketball, hockey. We're changing things up a bit now. Let's see what's going on in the world of tennis. You know the French Open is going on right now, of course, in France. Anyway, here I am on 10bet.com. That's www.10bet.com. Taking a look right here at the outright favorites. I want to tell you what the payout here is. First, you got Rafael Nadal, 1.74. Then Novak Djokovic with 4.75. For Stan Wawrinka, it's 11.00. Andy Murray, 12.00. And Dominic Thiem, 15. So those are the favorites right there to take the men's singles tournament. Now what about for the women? For the outright winners here for the women's singles, showing right here that the top favorite is Simona Halep. I believe she is from Romania. Payout here shows 5.50. Next, Garbiñe Muguruza from España, 7.50. Next, Elina Svitolina, 7.50 as well. Then you have Svetlana Kuznetsova with an even 11. Then next we have Kristina Mladenovic. The payout here shows 15. The payout is also 15 for Karolina Pliskova. And then for Venus Williams, yes, she is still competing in this tournament, still playing professional tennis. Payout here shows 21. So get yourself to 10bet.com. That way you can place your wager on some of your favorite tennis players. You never know who's going to win, but pay attention as much as you can because as this tournament goes on, whoever gets eliminated, you're going to see these odds change a bit. Like I said, get to 10bet.com. Make sure you watch the French Open to watch some very exciting tennis. And with that, everybody, it is time to wrap up this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed this format today. Don't forget that acronym I taught you earlier, AIDA, Attention, Interest, Decision, Action. I got another acronym here to leave you with, ABB. What does that stand for? A always, B betting. Always be betting. Don't forget about our website, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. We got the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. The Bookmaker Guide is also available to download. Our website is just sitting there on the World Wide Web with all the tips and all the basics to help you make money. Are you going to download our Bookmaker Guide? Are you going to check out our Bookmaker 101 Basics? Good. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, aka Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.